Jnana-kosha, Vedas.
ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपवज्रमस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणान् ब्रह्मणस्पदानः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः
Shukla Yajurveda Upanishads, Paramahamsa Upanishad. The fourth Upanishad of the Shukla Yajurveda is the Paramahamsa Upanishad. It describes the status of the Paramahamsa Rishi Yogi. A Rishi through continuous sadhana reaches a status known as Hamsa Rishi. When Hamsa Rishi elevates through further upasana and sadhana, he becomes Paramahamsa Rishi. The status of Paramahamsa is described through 4 chapters in the Paramahamsa Upanishad. This is given as a discussion between the Maharishi Narada and the Lord Brahma. The first chapter describes that there may be 1 or 2 Paramahamsa yogi only during a particular era. They must have attained the highest status that a human being can attain in spirituality. He will have complete Brahma Jnanam and a level of Brahma Jnani. In the second chapter, the explanation is given on how a Paramahamsa yogi reacts or responses towards happiness, sorrow, criticism, appreciation, heat, cold, enemies, friends, and so on. His level of ego, anger, fear, expectations is narrated beautifully here. In the third chapter, description is given on how the yogi becomes free from all the type of expectations and attains the realization of Jivatma, Chaitanyam and Satya Jnanam. In the last chapter, the description further goes deep into the responses of the yogi towards his own environment and towards the comments of the people, like appreciation, criticism, praising. How he attains a status of unattached towards anything in this world is described. It is said that he has nothing like mantra, dhyana, upasana, these worldly attachments, another world, luxuries, nor any aims or worries except experiencing the Brahmananda. This status is the Paramahamsa status described in the Upanishad. Om Tat Brahma is infinite and this universe is infinite. The infinite proceeds from the infinite. Taking the infinitude of the infinite, it remains as the infinite Brahma alone. Om, peace, peace, peace. What is the path of Paramahamsa yogis and what are their duties? Was the question Narada asked on approaching the Lord Brahma, the Creator. To him the Lord replied, the path of the Paramahamsa that you ask of is accessible with the greatest difficulty by people. They have not many exponents, and it is enough if there be one such. Verily such a one rests in the ever pure Brahman. He is verily the Brahman inculcated in the Vedas. This is what the knowers of truth hold. He is the great one, for he rests his whole mind always in me, and I too, for that reason, reside in him, having renounced his sons, friends, wife and relations, and having done away with the Shiksha, the holy thread, the study of the Vedas, and all works, as well as this universe. He should use the kaupina, the staff, and just enough clothes for the bare maintenance of his body and for the good of all, and that is not final. If it is asked what this final is, it is as follows. The Paramahamsa carries neither the staff nor the hair tuft, nor the holy thread, nor any covering. He feels neither cold nor heat, neither happiness nor misery, neither honor nor contempt. It is meet that he should be beyond the reach of the six billows of this world ocean. Having given up all thought of calumny, conceit, jealousy, ostentation, arrogance, attachment, or antipathy to objects, joy and sorrow, lust, anger, covetousness, self-delusion, elation, envy, egoism, and the like, he regards his body as a corpse, as he has thoroughly destroyed the body idea. Being eternally free from the cause of doubt and of misconceived and false knowledge, realizing the eternal Brahman, he lives in that himself with the consciousness. I myself am he, I am that which is ever calm, immutable, undivided, of the essence of the knowledge bliss. That alone is my real nature. That jnana alone is his shiksha. That jnana alone is his holy thread. Through the knowledge of the unity of the Jivatma with the Paramatma, the distinction between them is wholly gone too. This unification is his Sandhya ceremony. He who, relinquishing all desires, has his supreme rest in the one without a second, and who holds the staff of knowledge, is the true Ekadhani. He who carries a mere wooden staff, who takes to all sorts of sense objects and is devoid of jnana, goes to horrible hells known as the Maharuvas. Knowing the distinction between these two, he becomes a Paramahamsa. The cutters are his clothing. He prostrates himself before none. He offers no oblations to the Pitris, blames none, praises none. The sannyasin is ever of independent will. For him there is no invocation to God, no valedictory ceremony to him, no mantra, no meditation, no worship. To him is neither the phenomenal world nor that which is unknowable. He sees neither duality nor does he perceive unity. He sees neither I nor thou, nor all this. The sannyasin has no home. He should not accept anything made of gold or the like. He should not have a body of disciples or accept wealth. If it be asked what harm there is in accepting them, yes, there is harm in doing so. Because if the sannyasin looks at gold with longing, he makes himself a killer of Brahman. Because if the sannyasin touches gold with longing, he becomes degraded into a Chandala. Because if he takes gold with longing, he makes himself a killer of the Atman. Therefore, the sannyasin must neither look at nor touch nor take gold with longing. All desires of the mind cease to exist. He is not agitated by grief and has no longing for happiness. Renunciation of attachment to sense pleasures comes, and he is everywhere unattached in good or evil. Consequently, he neither hates nor is elated. The outgoing tendency of all the sense organs subsides in him who rests in the Atman alone, realizing I am that Brahman who is the one infinite knowledge bliss. He reaches the end of his desires. Verily, he reaches the end of his desires. Om, that Brahman is infinite and this universe is infinite. The infinite proceeds from the infinite. Then, taking the infinitude of the infinite, it remains as the infinite Brahman alone. Om, peace, peace, peace. Here ends the Paramahamsa Upanishad belonging to the Shukla Yajur Veda.